Hello, all. It is I, the Deep Diver, and I come to you with something I've noticed, something I've picked up on. There's this term, this slang, this phrase that's entered the zeitgeist. It's called main character syndrome. Now, as a writer who started writing short stories and getting a real crack at, really have fun with it, it's fascinating to me, this term, because if I've learned anything in writing in life, we're always a side character in somebody else's story. And like most things, I don't think the blame is being the main character. I think it goes deeper than that. Much deeper. Because I look at these movies today, I haven't watched a good movie in years. Years. Okay? And I bet a lot of people can say the same. And usually pretty safe movies and cinemas I could trust, I can't anymore. They're just not good. And they don't try to tell a story. They try to send a message, which is something you really need to be very fine tuned at. It can't be messy, it can't be sloppy. You've got to be laser focused in. And I think it's where a lot of writers' fault these days. Because I've noticed the trend of the super powerful main character. And I'm making names or generalizations, it's just that you have these movies. It requires the typical hero journey. Hero starts out is weak, useless, terrible at something. Then something happens. The call to action. They travel, go find a mentor, find a tool, find something about themselves. Then they go back and redeem or take care of the problem they left behind. Now, you see, modern cinema is treated as the character is right there already. They're already OP. They're already perfect. Which, even in fiction, in the most wildest of stories, you still need to be human. You still need to write it as human. We are not perfect. We are not powerful in that sense. We do not come out perfectly sapient, just invincible beings. It doesn't happen. And people forget about that. They don't want to talk about it. And I think a lot of writers these days put on the screen their insecurities, that they don't feel like they're enough. They don't, come to some standard that only they know for a number of reasons, valid or otherwise. It just fascinates me. And that's where I get on to the main topic. The main topic. The new thing I want to introduce is the toxic hero. You know what I mean? Where everything's about them, the center of the universe, everything, every single atom, molecule, cell, and everything else has to be perfectly in line with them. And that's just not real life. That's just not. No one believes that. No one latches on to this character archetype of being a perfect. And the term Mary Sue, or Gary Stu gets thrown around a lot these days, and I think it's very valid. You have to write conflict. What's the point? Like, even these AIs can do a little bit of that, where there's conflict, there's competition, there needs to be resolution of some kind. And the toxic hero kind of belittles and is obnoxious and just throws right in the face of all that, where they're perfect, they know everything happens just right, and that leads to the worst thing any form of art, entertainment, even a person can be: boring. Because being boring is very, very painful to realize that you're not entertaining. Like, everybody's got some favorite jokes, a favorite movie, or quotes, or something they took from something that was entertaining. Then they learn from it, try to turn it into something else, Countless, countless examples through history about this. So, yeah. And again, I think a lot of people are getting sick of it. And that's why I think, again, YouTube is good. Because we're going back around from perfection, great lighting, great cameras, everything working spot on. But, again, that's not real life. And I think we're going back to more of a grassroots YouTube, for better or worse. And this is when it started. This is how it started. People having a message, refining it, packaging up on this camera like a message in a bottle, and sending it out, hoping it reaches people. Now, there's a lot of creators, but there's also a lot of watchers. Because again, there's about 3 billion people who watch YouTube. YouTube's not going anywhere for a while. I see that. I understand it. Also, I like making videos. I'm pretty artistically stifled where I'm at. It is what it is. And I'm glad to have an outlet where I can voice my ideas and opinions. And I'm not the perfect hero. I try to be, the imperfect side character. The funny friend, all that. And I try to fit into my archetype. I want to be a scholar, somewhat of a teacher, and all that. And I hope to educate people, or at least entertain them with my own thoughts as best I can. I'm trying my best. Any criticism's welcome, because this is what you get when you don't get criticism. You don't get told no. You get disaster every single time, because these writers and a lot of people these days have lost touch. Not the touch, but out of touch. And if you can't form connection between two people and use your art, product, practices, skills to invest time or money back into you, what's the point? It's like having a dog that doesn't bark or fetch, a cow that doesn't produce milk, a cat that doesn't hunt mice. What's the point? It's just boredom. That's all it is. I don't recommend it. And I hope that we can come to this idea where we can have imperfect heroes but still be human. And not be... Because seriously, these days when I watch a movie, I think I'm watching something written by an alien. A drunk one. And it's not good. So yeah. I wonder if you all can bring up some examples of imperfect, toxic heroes of some kind. And with another video I'm about to post, Art Imitates Life, well, what do we have to look forward to in our own heroes? We can't sympathize or connect with them. What's that say about us? Heroes are supposed to inspire, motivate, drive, always push forward, and sacrifice. But these characters didn't sacrifice anything. They didn't do anything. They just dropped on the scene and boom, they're perfect. It's not good. It's not entertaining. I will try to do my best not to write like that. I see what I need not to do to know what I need to do. So, yeah. Just want to come up with that idea I had. I'd like to hear thoughts, criticisms, anything. And thank you. Have a nice day.